You're listening to the Love Over Addiction podcast. Hey everyone, it's Michelle, and I am going to start off today's podcast with a question from Susie, a wonderful, beautiful woman in our community. And I thought her question was so helpful that I wanted to share it with you guys. Her question is this: I'm dealing with my high-functioning alcoholic husband, who I believe is probably been for a long time passive-aggressive. I believe this is a personality defect and does not necessarily relate to his addiction. How does one deal? Any ways to diffuse it? I think this is why our house is edgy and would love to find healthy, effective methods for me and my 10-year-old son to cope. All right, so how many of you guys listening right now can relate and think that you are with somebody who is passive-aggressive? It's a good question, right? Today, I'm going to teach you the difference between passive-aggressive behavior and covert aggression, and what to look out for in both behaviors. Now, you guys, listen, I just said some pretty heavy words there, and I promise you this. This is not going to be dry. This is not going to be from some textbook. I'm going to give you lots of examples and make it really simple. It's actually going to be quite short today because this is one thing I believe in. Knowledge is power. And you and me, are not powerless over this disease. You guys, if you've been listening to this podcast or you join one of my programs, you know I'm a huge, huge fan of thinking that we are not powerless over this disease. We don't need to sit around and wait for them to get sober to start to feel better. We can do many, many practical, easy, very simple things to take our power back. Now, everything I'm going to talk about today is going to be coming from a book called In Sheep's Clothing. You guys ask me for book recommendations all the time. You can get this book on Amazon. It was written many years ago, but it is a classic, and a lot of therapists still use the tools to help educate their clients. It's called In Sheep's Clothing: Understanding and Dealing with Manipulative People. Now, if you're not a reader, that's okay. Don't worry. I got you covered. We're going to be talking about this topic for a couple of podcasts because I think it's so helpful. So don't worry if you don't want to pick up the book. I will break it down for you, keep it short, keep it simple, and digestible. Okay, so we're going to start with the definition of covert aggression. Are you ready? Covert aggression is basically wanting to be bad while trying to look good. It's putting on the image that everything is fine and they're behaving really, really well, but in actuality, they're behaving very badly. And again, in our relationships with these good people that suffer from addiction, covert aggression is more common than passive aggression. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. Are you ready, guys? The first example is, let's just say they go to work and they're bringing in an income, and you think they're being so responsible, and they make sure to remind you of their financial contributions to the family. But when you take a closer look at your bank accounts or your credit card bills, they are spending a lot of your family income on drugs and alcohol. Now, remember when we talked about knowledge is power? Guys, listen, if you don't know what's going on in your bank accounts or credit cards, I want you to spend a couple hours this week. Get all the passwords, all the usernames, call the banks if you need to, but get that information and review where your money is going. Look at the withdrawals. Look at all of the statements add up, the bills at the bars and at the liquor stores. I remember when I did this with my ex-husband who was in rehab at the time, and I found thousands and thousands of dollars from ATM withdrawals that were going towards his addiction. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. Ready? Let's say your loved one who struggles with addiction says that they need to stay up late, or they skip going out with the family to catch up on work. And then they grab their laptop and head to the corner of the house. Now, I know you guys, because we're sisters, and I know some of you know exactly where I'm going with this. You think at the beginning, before you know better, I am so grateful they're being responsible and showing initiative in their job. I know their boss must be so proud of them. Or you think, it's Saturday. Look how hard he's working. I shouldn't be resentful he doesn't want to spend time with me. I should feel grateful that he's so dedicated to his job. But really, he's not working. He's surfing the internet for pornography. These are signs of covert aggression. They are wanting, remember, covert aggression is wanting to be bad while trying to look good. And let me be the loving voice that reminds you, you are the strong and sober one. You're not crazy. You cannot be easily fooled. But covert aggression is trickery. It says one thing, but it does another. And you, my sister, are smart enough not to fall for it. You are wise, and you know the best way to avoid being tricked by addiction is to look at their actions, not listen to their words. That is where you'll find honesty, in their actions. If they say they will be home at 6 and they walk through the door clear-eyed, alert, and engaged at 6, well, then they told the truth. If they say they'll be home by 6 and they show up at 7 with glossy eyes and a slight slur, and they want to be left alone, well, then chances are you've most likely been lied to. And here's the loving truth. There's no need to accuse them of anything. You know the truth. Whatever will come out of their mouths probably won't be what really happened. So don't set yourself up to be lied to. Don't waste your precious energy trying to beat the truth out of them. Go about your business and tell yourself, I know the truth. I'm smart enough not to be fooled by the lies they're about to say to try and look good. Their behavior was wrong. It was bad. And that is all that I need to know. I don't need them to confirm it. So now you know what covert aggression is. See? I told you I'd keep it short and to the point and super simple. So here's the deal. I have work for you. Are you ready? Because remember, we don't get better and we don't heal and we don't grow stronger if we don't do the work. So here's your homework. I want you to take the next few days and I want you to look for signs of covert aggression from your loved one. And then I want you to say nothing. I want you to, the only person you're going to talk to about this is yourself. You're going to confirm to yourself that you are a wise, smart woman who is completely capable of getting through the season in her life and come out stronger and healthier and rise into the woman that she's being called to rise to. Next week, we're going to cover the first sign of covert aggression, okay? And I'm going to give you a little clue. It's pretending to be confused. That wasn't really a clue. That's actually one of the things of the part of the first sign. So I gave it away. But I want to entice you, and I want to be the friend to you that comes alongside of you, that walks you through this, because listen to me. I have done this. I've been exactly where you are. And this is not your fault. And you did nothing wrong to get here. They would be doing this if you were in their lives or not. But this is an opportunity. This is your chance to learn everything that you need to learn so that you can start to feel better. And I want to be that person that helps you do that. I love you, and I will talk to you next week.
I hope you found this super helpful this week. Michelle actually taught a full hour on this very topic in our secret community. So if you're interested in joining that, we'd love to have you there. You can go to loveoveraddiction.com/LOA to learn more and join us. And if you haven't already, we'd love if you could leave us a rating and review on iTunes. You can go directly to iTunes or find step-by-step instructions on our website at loveoveraddiction.com/review. Okay, last thing. You stayed until the very end, so this is your little reward. It's a free guide sheet all about self-care. We feature this guide sheet all month long in the month of May, so if you haven't already, head over to loveoveraddiction.com/self-care, all one word, to get your free guide sheet today. It's all about why you need self-care, what it actually is, and a fresh list of ideas for you. loveoveraddiction.com/self-care. This podcast is created for your support, encouragement, and entertainment with Michelle's personal thoughts and beliefs. From one woman to another, all bonded together by the fact we love someone suffering from addiction. This is not intended as a substitute for therapy or advice from a professional. All right, we'll talk to you next week.